365 Days of Sport.
Yes, that's right. It's 365 Days of Sport, this greatest sports radio show on the planet, or so we've been told. To my right, Robert Bryars. How the devil are you?
Well, it's a late start. It's a Thursday evening
yes,
late
indeed.
start. With,
I think it's for our overseas listeners.
Is that where it's a global audience?
Oh,
we're here to please the masses.
Yep.
Everyone's tuned in. Live on Facebook tonight, apparently.
Live on Facebook tonight for the first time.
We wave to all the people watching. Hello.
Yes. So
we have a special guest, Elvis, here.
Elvis.
You can't quite see him, but
Elvis
it's a picture of Elvis.
Elvis replaced Daniel Ricciardo, who was not available in the end.
Anyway, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We got Elvis instead. What's Ricardo? What's he up to? I mean,
rubbish. What's he doing with himself?
I don't know. He's not prioritised.
I mean, he didn't do anything on Sunday in the race. He had a day off, basically.
I saw that he had a bit of a crash, and then 29 laps he buggered out or something like that. Didn't work out for him.
He didn't start in the race.
Did he attempt the shoey offering in the end?
I think that's what he was doing with his Sunday afternoon instead of racing in the end. But never
just
mind.
Went to the pub himself and did one by himself. Life goes on. You know what can you do? Here's to roll the punches as we all do in life. Anything interesting happening in your life this week?
Well, I had the pleasure of going to see the Mike Noga Band on Saturday.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Have you seen them?
Well, on video.
On video,
it's
yes.
quite difficult to watch them when you're on stage.
I was quite impressed by the Mike Noga Band.
Well, thank you very kindly.
And the shredding bass player.
The only thing I was disappointed about is that there was a review of the Sydney show, and all it said was how awesome Mike was the whole time.
Oh, really?
It didn't mention me at all. I thought that was...
unbelievable.
Didn't mention about how my bass cut out halfway through the show, and I had to sort of get it back on. And,
really?
We dropped the song down professionally, pretending we were just doing a bit of a slow jam, and then all of a sudden they kicked back in, and we came back up and rocked it out.
That's how professional you guys are.
It was effortless.
I have to say, I was actually quite impressed. It was they were quite a tight unit, the old Mike Noga Band.
Yeah, well, we met Jordan Garuccio on the drums.
We did, friend of the show. Yeah,
we have a natural. Sort of chemistry, I think, and we were clicking quite well there. And
I have to say, he's actually quite good.
Were you surprised?
Jordan Garuccio.
He's a bit more than quite good. He's exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see quite a few bands, as you well know, and some of the drummers kicking around aren't fantastic, and they kind of just thrash about. But he's is very serviceable as a drummer.
Yeah. No, he was for a long time. He was chased after on the scene around Melbourne.
Right.
He dabbled in a few little projects here and there, but he's found his feet in this one, I think.
Yeah.
And we have a great time. This is the Croxton supporting Spoon, of course.
Yes.
Mentioned from Austin, Texas.
Who were also quite serviceable.
Serviceable, right? You really look for sort of a middle ground compliment there. You're not going overboard on your critique.
Spoon were very good. They're a very professional outfit.
Did you enjoy the free entry? Did that work for you?
It's always a winner. Always a winner for me.
It must be a very cheap night going out to things with no drinking involved.
No drinking and no entrance fee.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Brilliant.
What else is going on? Well, I'm off to New Zealand in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm actually playing.
Lifestyle.
It's my godson's 5th birthday party, Rex.
Yep.
I've been asked to perform for the kids.
Beautiful.
Sing songs on guitar, happy birthday. But not just that. That's just for the happy birthday. I've then got to I've just been informed I'm actually the main entertainment for 24 3 to 5 year olds.
Are you surprised at that?
Well, I just sort of I thought I'm just turning up to sort of, can you play a couple of songs? Yeah, I can play a couple of songs. I didn't realise I'm going to be like Bozo the Clown on guitar. I think I'm going to go with the Jack Black attitude and just go mental on it.
Yep, like it. They'll love that.
I'm trying to figure out a cover of Hot Potato, Hot Potato.
Yeah, Big Red Car and all that.
Yeah, I think so. I've got.
You could just play some of your stings.
Well, I could do that. They only go 15 seconds, though. It's not going to be... I mean, although the attention span of 3 to 5 year olds, it could work.
That's about right.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about doing lots of dive rolls and windmills, and I've got this one called the Bum Dance.
Nice.
Which
that's gonna win the 3 to 5 year olds over.
I think so. Yeah, just get up and shake it, and the guitar riff is "How Many More Times" by Led Zeppelin. Doom, 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 doom. There
you go.
Yeah,
the winner.
I think that's going to work out well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then I'll get pissed.
So do you know what? With the 3 to 5 year olds, fairy bread and red cordial. Woohoo!
After that, back to the real adults.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this week, it was a week where the Argentinian football team are going to be taking Viagra to combat altitude sickness in their game against Bolivia.
To combat altitude sickness?
Apparently so. The active ingredient of Viagra is supposed to help with blood thinning and all sorts.
Have they considered the side effects of this?
Well, this is... I was going to get round to this.
Freddie Flintoff's scenario.
Yes,
he
couldn't even run. He couldn't run.
No, he ran himself out due to boner.
So they're playing in La Paz, which is the highest city on Earth.
That's going to be a challenge. Okay, and so what? How are they? This is obviously illegal. They've checked this out.
Yeah, this Viagra has been investigated by WADA and it's been proved that it's not. I was going to say it's not a stimulant, but no, clearly is.
Right,
yeah.
It's not. It's not a
performance
one
enhancing,
muscle,
indeed,
which will not enhance your performance. I'd say it would be to your detriment.
Yes,
severely.
So it was a stiff test for the Argies.
Oh,
come on!
Straight off the bat,
they haven't won in Bolivia in La Paz for the last 7 visits, and I just looked up the result just before we came on air, and they lost 2-0.
Disappointing. After all that research.
Yeah.
Was there any notable visual side effects of the drug kicking in?
Not that I read.
Big gamble.
I think it is a big gamble, yeah.
Did they try and dissect the drug in some way to make it so it would only stimulate what needed to be stimulated?
They actually took it as a part of a drug cocktail as well, with aspirin and a few other bits and pieces. So
don't climbers just have like altitude sickness pills or something like that rather than just take Viagra?
Yeah, they chew some leaf or something as well to combat altitude sickness, I think.
That's more performance enhancing.
Possibly.
Oh, well, disappointing result for the Argy-Bargies there.
Yes, they've gone down. Messi and all those,
but very creative in terms of
somebody's obviously got paid a lot of money to research that and still lose.
Disappointing. Well, next time.
There were calls this week for cricket to abandon the term Chinaman due to its racial slur. Do you agree with this, Rob Bryce?
Well, I mean, do you really care? Have the Chinese put this forward? have they been watching cricket and said, we don't like this?
Somebody's come out with it because it's outdated.
It is outdated, but there are a lot of things. It just. Well, now I'm confused because Chinaman is left arm leg spin, basically.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's exactly right, Rob. Yeah. Well done.
So that's how I know what a left arm leg spinner is.
Yes, and
left arm leg spin. That's a bit of a mouthful. Chinaman just rolls straight off like that. I don't know what they're talking about. Why is it so bad? It's just a man from China.
That's right. It's not racially slurred at all.
I guess the idea is it's saying that it's a left arm leg spinner. It's back to front.
No, that's not what it is.
Where did it come from then?
It's from the 1930s when England were playing the West Indies.
Yep.
And there was a guy called Achong. Oh. He was Chinese born that played for West India. West India? West India. West Indies. And he bowled out, I think Wally Hammond say, I don't know who it was. And as this great batsman was walking off, he says, imagine that, getting bowled by a Chinaman.
Oh.
And he was kind of the first exponent of left arm wrist spin, leg spin.
Yep.
And that's where the term is allegedly...
When was this?
In the 30s?
It goes well back.
It goes way back, yes. So, and then it kind of stuck ever since.
Okay. Was he actually from China, this guy?
He was born in China. He was called something Achong, yes. That's allegedly where it's from.
What if
in fact, it's an honour.
What if he was a Frenchman?
Well, we would be bowling left-arm Frenchies, yeah.
Yeah. Or if he was Hispanic, left-arm Spaniards. He's bowling a bit of Spanish.
Left-arm Latinos.
Well, Spaniard, Spanman.
Yeah. It could have been that way.
It's just because it says man.
Or if he was from the Dutch East Indies, left-arm Dutchies, which were,
well, based on that logic, it's not in the least bit.
It's actually a compliment.
Well, it's acknowledging that you're the originator of this particular technique and saying, well done.
Yeah.
Well done to the Chinese for coming up with this type of delivery.
Or a Chinese-born player, yeah.
Not so, he's an original pioneer of a new type of bowling.
I think they're moving towards left-arm wrist spin, or left-arm wristies.
Okay.
Which is a bit dodgy to say the least if commentators are going to call it left arm.
Well, as the way here at 365, we're going against the grain, but with the grain.
We're going against it, if you say so.
Against the new grain, but we're using our lathe. No, what is it? What is the thing you shave wood
with?
Plane?
Yeah.
We're on the right plane.
On the right plane?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're playing on the equator, flying level, and we're going to get there in good time. It's all going to make sense.
Indeed.
And we love China.
We do. we do love China. And all the riches she brings.
Yeah. And I'm sure that made sense to everyone.
Yep. Now, Kareem Ahmet Spahic.
Yep.
Which I think may be Turkish.
Okay.
He's black belt taekwondo. He broke 111 building blocks with his head in 35 seconds this week.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
He did it by doing the forward roll technique. He was forward in roll, headbutting the things and flipped over, and they were in stacks.
So what will happen is that will be known as the Turkish headbutt in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And then in 80 years they go, oh, you can't say Turkish, it's racist.
He's done the Turkish on him.
Yeah, he's done the Turkish on him.
But you can't do that anymore.
Crazy Turks and their headbutting stuff, they're all crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all Muslims blowing up the world with their headbutting.
Indeed.
Well, that's what they'll be saying.
Oh, that's...
He was just an exceptional athlete that achieved... Congratulations.
It just had a thick head.
He's made the news on 365 Days of Sport.
He did. He made the
not easily done
weekly news. So well done, Kareem Ahmed Spahic.
That's a real mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Turkishman, easier.
Yeah.
Non-specific, covers all of them.
Yes. Turkishman. Beautiful. Finally, in the wrap-up of the news, the NBA's Shabazz Muhammad of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
These are exotic names.
I know, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
He flew out an Instagram model. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was a thing, an Instagram model.
No.
That's obviously a career path.
They're generally just big titty girls, aren't they? Blondes, huge, big cans.
Well, funnily enough, she is.
Okay.
He flew her out to Oregon to have unprotected or raw sex. That's a thing, apparently, as well.
Raw, well, like just natural.
Yeah, just natural.
He flew her out for this.
He flew her out specifically for this reason.
Okay, to have sex with her.
Yeah.
Okay, and she said no problem?
Yeah, just
kind of an Instagram/online hooker.
Yeah, Tindergram. There you go. So start a new thing. And it ended up with his wife finding out after the Instagram chick messaged her.
Okay.
Because unbeknown to Noel Bianca, this Instagram model, Mohammed only purchased a one-way ticket and left her stranded. So she decided to try and get the return ticket by messaging his wife.
Right. Did her sexual fee not cover a flight back?
Apparently not.
Where was the woman from?
I don't know where she was from.
Okay.
But he flew her to Oregon, of all places. Portland, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And how did this get in the news?
Well, because
she
messaged his wife to try and get the return ticket back. So, yeah.
Went the direct route.
Yes. But this is apparently the same girl that accused another NBA star, Zach Randolph, of abusing her and giving her STDs. So, she's got form.
The form guide says she's been prominent. Well, the STD thing's easily figured out. They just got to get him in the room and do a bit of testing, and if it matches, it matches, you know. What was the other part that he gave her?
Oh, apparently he scratched her neck and he abused her, allegedly.
Okay.
Not saying anything about that.
I think maybe it's time for her to find another career path, because she keeps having a bad run. Yeah. Right now, the feminists are like listening to us, wanting to throttle us because we're doing the whole. Well, if the rapist is the victim.
Yeah. Well, if your career
is not the victim, rather.
If your career path is a Instagram model, then and you're flying out to have sex with NBA players, then you reap what you sow.
Yeah. Or we could just broadcast from Saudi Arabia from now on. And
we could. Yeah. I mean, it's a thing. But it's, she better take a plane ticket from now on. Get a return ticket.
A bit more planning on your itinerary.
Exactly. That's right.
We know anything about an organisation.
Indeed.
It's an administrative problem.
She needs a secretary for her burgeoning work as Instagram model / NBA sex fiend.
That's a really diverse career sort of
that's it.
Pouch.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to that young lady. Her name again?
Noel Bianca.
Yes. So that's got to be just an American name, I would have thought.
She definitely is American.
Well, she could just drive back. Get the train. It's just all on land. Why does she need to fly?
Hey, if you remember,
highbrow.
According to Shaq, it's flat.
It's all flat.
It's all flat. It's a big square.
Yeah. And he's driven probably that exact route before as well.
He definitely has.
And it was flat. All flat. Is it everyone's favourite segment?
Everyone's favourite segment.
Greatest sporting vendors, I'm just living the dream, man.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That was a long 15 seconds.
No, that's right. Greatest sporting benders. Mm-hmm. I have gone for NFL young gun, dual Super Bowl winner now, Rob Gronkowski.
What's he done?
He's 26, and he loves the off-season.
Okay.
So obviously NFL plays from kind of August through to early February. Rob Gronkowski, he is the gold standard nowadays of modern day sporting benders.
Gold standard?
I think so.
So he's currently playing now?
He is currently playing now. He's only like 26. So he is constantly down to chill with alcohol, shirt off.
Yeah.
just dancing for no reason at all. And
During season, off-season?
Off-season benders, yeah.
So he's relatively disciplined during season, and then off-season goes for
I think you've got to be in the NFL.
Okay.
You can't really get away with it. But he is the definition of a one-man wrecking crew for all things involving a party. And he's one beer bong and one lady at a time, changing the game for high-profile celebrities with social lives to match their statuses.
Okay.
So
where has he peaked?
he just peaks every off-season.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he's made good strides at the University of Arizona, where he played his college football, where he and his brothers Chris and Gordy shared a house their dad bought for them, which they promptly renamed Club G. So at the house, the front door and the back door were perfectly aligned to form a straight line right through the living room, kitchen and hallway. So naturally, the Gronk boys turned into a giant slip and slide.
Great. So this is totally endorsed by his family.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the
old man used to come round.
Work hard, play hard, all that stuff.
So they'd invite all the hot athletic and sorority girls over, then take dishwashing liquid and squirt it all over the floor to get it slippery. We would then squirt it all over ourselves to get lubed up and throw water all over the place. The name of the game was to make it from door to door sliding on your chest. Naturally, considering the conditions, the guys were stripped down to their underwear and the girls to their undies and bras. Somebody was always naked and the girls loved it when their underwear slid off. Club G was also equipped with a hot tub, and the price of admission for the ladies was to throw their bra or bikinis into a nearby tree.
Right. Just sort of like a baseball hit. So do they had a prize for the longest throw? Is that what you're talking about? Or just...
Oh, he had a prize, all right. Don't worry about that. So in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, the Patriots were red-hot favourites, and unfortunately they lost to the New York Giants. But when you're a 23-year-old millionaire, you tend to get over stuff like that a bit too quickly. On the night of the Super Bowl, sweat-soaked Gronk was seen bouncing on his broken ankle in bro-like bliss. Then Gronk took a trip to Aruba next day, where he possibly hooked up with a girl that was 16, yet to be proven. After that, he was straight off to South Padre Island in Texas, where we went, Corpus Christi.
Oh, yeah, great place.
Yeah, where he was photographed at 2 a.m., piss drunk in a pair of Zubaz. Now, Zubaz are these skin-tight, zebra-type print shorts.
Yeah. Has he received any punishment or reprimand for anything?
No,
because it's all off-season.
Yeah.
Well,
And
again,
it just goes on it.
This is a bit of a loophole. I want to see during in-game sort of stuff.
Yeah, but this guy, every
Honestly,
off-season...
suspensions and comebacks.
This is what he does, though. Apparently, he has been known to get on it during the season, but they keep it hushed up because he's a bit of a superstar.
Right.
Onlooker says Gronk was slamming beers left and right, but he got too drunk, couldn't stand up enough to make it through the last round of Flip Cup, your favourite game.
Yeah.
And according to tweets from a handful of women at a recent charity event, Gronk purposely dumped his rum and coke over the head of a woman, and he raged his face off at the ESPYs Awards so hard, Patriots had to hit him with a cease and desist order for his partying.
Excessive partying.
Yeah.
Punishment required. Take it down a notch. Yeah. Get back into training. No, he is training. He's on a slip and slide.
It was, that was
it's
it.
Not easily done.
But they also
trying to avoid breasts in his face getting thrown at him
well,
like a
I'm glad you say that, because he is known. He's another Instagram guy. He is well known because he will even stoop to a normal man's level of partying with ugly and fat women. Gronk is completely loaded, sweating, and
why did you say stoop?
I'm just reading. I'm reading off the thing.
That's awful. This is his own words.
Well, he's an NFL superstar.
You can't say that.
I don't know. It says Gronk is completely loaded, sweating, and in a complete blackout mode. That doesn't stop him flirting with girls that are fit to be placed in a bar in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Gronk doesn't have standards, which is why the
Insulted
Gronk
women,
is the
Green Bay.
ultimate bro.
So basically, severe misogynist, boozer.
Yeah,
outside of
the kind
season
of
time.
The icing on the cake was how many NFL players could casually bring up their drunkest of days while accepting a community service award and get away with it. Not many would bother to do it. Getting wasted and doing good deeds for the community don't exactly go hand in hand. But apparently Gronk didn't get the memo about leaving public intoxication out of his speech prior to accepting the Ron Burton Community Service Award from the Patriots.
Well, unfortunately, we've totally lost our feminist audience at this stage, I think, because he's being rewarded for horrendous behaviour and using words like stoop in regard to getting involved with a woman who might be carrying more weight than he's happy with. I love this.
This is the last bit. It says, why do we love the Gronk? When times are good, you can find him partying his ass off and catching footballs. When times are bad, you can find him partying his ass off and catching footballs. In a way, he's like a rock, a constant. You want him out there sloppily housing beers. You need him out there sloppily housing beers.
Well, look, I mean, he's definitely giving it a fair nudge.
He is definitely getting a fair
nudge. And well
nudge.
done. But I want to see more reprimand.
Yeah.
More failure, and then a comeback.
Yes.
Not just like always winning, but an off season. I don't like that. I want to see some more failure. Is that
fair enough?
Yeah.
I agree with you, yeah.
But it is definitely, no doubt, it does qualify for greatest sporting event.
We've been talking the last couple of weeks how there's not many people out on the circuit nowadays that are renowned for just getting on it big time, and Gronk seems to be
and pulling through.
The only one that's regularly out there just having a go.
Well, good on him, and I'm glad he doesn't stoop to such lows during this season.
He probably will, by the sound of it. He's got a few months of off-season to go, so we will monitor Rob Gronkowski's progress.
Yeah, maybe we'll get on the inside of the NFL one time and do a 365 special.
Yep.
Well, brilliant. Well, I've gone, given the fact that we don't officially have a guest today apart from Elvis
here,
I've gone personal on greatest sporting event.
Oh, really?
Week. I'm going to tell you Rob Bryer's greatest sporting event.
Oh, this could be great.
So it was, summer of 1999-2000. I just turned 19, and the drinking age in New Zealand had just been lowered to 18.
What was it before?
It was 20.
Really?
Yeah, up until they brought in plastic licenses with photos. Before you just had a paper license.
Yeah, same as
so Britain, I used to have to steal my brother or borrow, or he'd give it to me.
Yeah,
if I had wanted to get in somewhere and I was underage at that point, and you just sign it. They say, "Oh, I'm not sure if it's you." You do a fake signature, and you're in, no problem. Anyway, it was all freedom, party time. I had a job working on a car yard, washing cars.
Nice.
And I was playing cricket for the Onehunga Workingmen's Club.
Oh.
The Onehunga Workingmen's Club was my oldest brother Patrick's team, mostly his mates. But I opened the batting and the bowling. So it was great fun. I had a fantastic time.
You were Auckland's own Manoj Prabhakar.
So I'd gone out on a Friday night for a bit of a mega smash fest after a hard week's work on the car yard with my $310 I'd made for the 40-hour week.
Beautiful.
And I had a lot of tequila. I just discovered tequila, and it was going down a real treat. Towards the end of the night, my friends, I was in a horrific state. They decided they needed to get some marijuana.
Oh.
And we got a cab way out into the eastern suburbs of Auckland somewhere, went to some drug dealer's house.
Yep.
Wandered in.
How did you know where this place was?
Well, I knew it was east because I ended up on the beach later on.
East.
It was east near Mission Beach somewhere, or Kahu Bay actually.
Right.
Which is where a lot of the boats are kept. And I was so tired, I was trying to find somewhere to sleep, and I actually tried to go to sleep on the couch of the drug dealer's house. And he had to run out and grab the other guys to come back in.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
And get me up. I'm sure Mum and Dad will appreciate the story too. And they woke me up, and I'm just a shambles. We wandered down the hill to where the beach was, and I decided, let's go for a swim. I took my pants and my shoes off, and went to go running out the water and massively cut my foot on a shell. And my foot's bleeding quite heavily. And I thought, this is no good. I'll just put my socks and shoes back on, and it'll sort itself out. And so we carried on walking down, and I was just determined to find somewhere to sleep. And up in the car park, there is all these yachts lifted on trestles, not in the water at all.
Dry dock.
And I was like, man, there's got to be a bed in one of those boats. There's got to be somewhere to sleep in there. And so I started climbing up all these staircases onto these boats, just trying to see which ones were unlocked to find a bed to sleep in. I was that tired, horrendously drunk, obviously. About the fourth one I climbed up on, I'm wandering around and all of a sudden I hear this, "Get off my thing boat!" I was just like, Jesus, I just started running and had to jump off this boat, which is a good 20 foot in the air, and jump on a concrete and get down. The other boys are down below. And I turn around and there's some bogan walks out and his wife runs with his big mullet and his huge mo. And we're all just going, look at this guy, nice wife runs, you loser, and all this sort of stuff, just playing about, get a haircut, nice mull. And we just sort of walked off thinking nothing of it. And then we walked a little bit longer on, and I felt the blood in my shoe was getting a bit squelchy. Yeah. So I sat on a park bench and took my shoe off, just to check how things were going. And while I was sort of playing doctor, the other guys had walked on ahead and got about 120 metres ahead of me walking down along the beach on the sidewalk. Right then, 4 paddy wagons pull up right beside them, all around them and surround them. And I'm standing there still well munted, just watching these paddy wagons, these cops get out, just interrogating all my mates flat out. And what's happened is this guy from the boat has called the police and reported that some kids were on boats trying to break into them with crowbars.
Oh, right.
Which was a complete fabrication. It was just me trying to find a bed to sleep in.
Yeah.
Totally harmless drunken stupidity. And I was sitting on this park bench, and the police started sort of walking towards me because the guy couldn't identify any of the others as being on the boat because they were looking for me. I didn't know this. Yeah. And I sort of think, shall I wander over and have a chat and see what's going on? What shall I do? And I thought, maybe I'll just lie down behind this park bench for a bit. I was in the shadows under the trees. and just kind of fell asleep.
Nice.
And woke up in the morning at like 9 in the morning, blazing hot sun, and there's all the Iraqi rich mums out with the Labrador going for a jog down the beach.
Yeah.
No one's in sight, and I've just been this drunken bum sleeping on a park bench. I thought, this isn't very good. Had to do the morning leak in the bush across the road where a policeman drove past again just by chance, and sort of said I just apologised and they let me off. Hitchhiked back to my mum and dad's, got home, slept about 2 hours or an hour, had to get up and go play cricket for the Owenhound Workingmen's Club. Still drunk. Had to come in and open the bowl and bowled horrendously. 8 overs for about 70.
Ooh.
One for 70 of 8 overs just got tonked, just because it was just a shambles. Finally, by the time to bat, I'd kind of sobered up. They put me in it, opened the batting.
Yeah.
And I was struggling. I was sort of blocking away, but then I just sort of decided, screw this, I'm going to bat the whole innings no matter what, and I'm going to win the game. Chasing 170 off 40 overs. And then just this one ball said, screw this, and charged down the pitch and just smashed a massive 6 straight over the bowler's head. By the 20 over mark at drinks, I was 44 not out. By the 33rd over, I was 137 not out.
Nice.
And we were on 220. My highest score ever still, smashed it out of the park.
Yeah.
Full recovery from the park bench effort, hiding from the police. So I think that's qualifies
definitely
as
is.
Coming back from a complete blowout to a highly successful victory.
That's a fantastic story.
And that is better than my under-12s high jump Central Zone Championship.
You should have repeated that every following Saturday from there on, because obviously it worked.
I did do a couple of casino efforts.
Oh,
where
really?
I stayed up all night, and I might have got a couple of 50s, but no more hundreds.
No more hundreds.
Yeah, I used to come in back for 9 overs, make 50, and then get bowled or something.
No.
Song. There we go, greatest sporting benders, Robert
That's
Bryers.
it. Oh.
Personal contribution. I look forward to yours next week, Beef Man.
I haven't got that many, I don't think. Right, what do we got?
So he played the first song that came to his head. It just so happened to be, it was the worst song in the world. It was the worst song in the world. Listen to the song and it's clear you're wrong, because the words don't fit and the song is shit. You're a talentless tit. You suck!
Well, worst song in the world. It's from the NFL.
Okay.
And it's the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota
Vikings.
Those Timberwolves before you had, wasn't it?
That was the NBA.
That was the NBA.
So this
Now
is
we're
the
going back to
NFL.
the NFL
Yep.
with the Vikings.
Now, they have a famous fan.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to just play this and listen.
Raise every voice and let it be known, in the name of the purple and gold. We come in the name of the purple and gold. All of the odds are in our favor. No prediction to bold. We are the truth, in the truth can be told. Long reign,
Turning it up.
long reign of purple and gold.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, okay. Now, what the hell is going on there? So, what is that like? Is that played during the games?
No, this is what this famous fan
Yep.
wanted as their fight song for the season. Or
Okay.
forevermore, actually.
Right.
Now, can you guess, by listening to that, who their famous fan is?
I couldn't really hear the lyrics that well.
Oh, the lyrics. You want to hear the lyrics?
I want to hear some lyrics.
The veil of the sky draws open, the roar of the chariots touch down. We are the ones who now come again and walk upon water like solid ground. As we approach the throne, we won't bow down this time. We won't be denied. Raise every voice and let it be known. In the name of the purple and gold.
I'm utterly clueless. What is the purpose of the song? When does it get played? When is it on? Is it during the games?
This is what this fan thought they would have as their fight song.
Okay. So
Rally the crowd
like
and get them
before
going.
the game.
Yeah,
this is like
before
taking
the
out to
game.
the ball game,
Yeah,
but this
kind
is
of thing.
like
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea who they're singing about.
It's Prince.
Oh, really?
It is Prince.
Of course, Minnesota. I should have thought of that.
Yeah, purple and gold.
Purple and gold.
Indeed.
Oh no, I quite like it.
I thought you might. When I came across this
Prince
week,
was incredible.
I just
He's a good basketball player, Prince. You know that?
He went through people's legs.
He was. You just asked Charlie Murphy about Charlie Murphy. Yeah,
It just is horrendous.
Well, I just want to hear. I just want to know. So it's the stadium's full. They already get fired up, and that comes on.
Yeah.
And do the people sing it?
Well, no, clearly
they don't.
They're supposed to, though.
Yeah, right.
They're supposed to sing along.
They're continuing on with it.
I don't think it lasted.
It didn't last
more than.
Do you know what year it was?
2010-11 season. Yeah.
Okay, but it never really caught on.
No.
Disappointing.
There's a reason why.
Yeah, I can't see them as a collectively.
It's pretty bad.
Well done,
Prince.
To that, do you know what the name of the composer was?
Prince.
He didn't compose it.
Why wouldn't he?
You said the fan was
The famous fan. The famous fan is Prince.
but I thought you say he was singing about himself.
No. I said Minnesota Vikings have a famous fan, and he wrote this song.
I'm away with the theories. I'm not focused. It's all this multitasking I have to do with all these buttons pushing all this stuff. So Prince is a massive fan, and he's written the song.
He wrote the song for the Minnesota Vikings, as their fight song.
I hope I wasn't the only one confused about that. I hope I wasn't just not listening, and everyone else is going to think that Rob's just a muppet.
Yeah.
Well, Prince has got, in his house, he just has constantly recording going. So no matter where he is in his house, he can just start playing stuff and it records.
Not anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I've got this one. I'm going to offend a lot of Australia with this one. But
a lot of Australia.
Oh, I think so. I hate this song so much.
I'm going to be interested to hear your sporting angle on this one.
I think we all know the song.
Oh, yeah, I know the song.
Yeah.
I won't head for my mountain home, where all the ladies' names are Joan, where husband works back late at night, hopes are up for trousers down with the hostess on the business flight. Taxi in a Mercedes drive. I hope that driver's coming out alive. Darling, it is Dorset. That lady, she's so corseted. She's got 15 ways to live that boy's the way. This is one and only.
So I'll wait for the chorus.
Lovely, she's so
I think we know what it is by now.
Bumps in full, a breakfast stand. She stands in mommy's way while I sing song dance.
It's a long wait to the chorus, isn't
I'm going
it?
to put it down low underneath.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, the problem is I have to put this in context.
You definitely do, because I'm lost.
Okay. Back in around this part here.
Boys, light up.
Yeah.
Them
Around
boys,
the early
light up.
2000s. Now, I've supported the Auckland NPC team like a bit of a psycho as a young lad. Or from 1985 to 1995, we basically didn't lose a game at all, the Auckland rugby team.
Yep.
And we used to smash everyone. So I was only ever used to, from the time I can remember watching my team play rugby, only winning, never ever losing. Now, the Cantabs were the Canterbury were the team that essentially knocked us off our reign and have kind of dominated ever since New Zealand rugby. That song was a song they used to play every time that Canterbury scored a try or did something good or when they walked out. And I'd never ever heard that song before ever.
Okay.
Until I heard it on the field with those Canterbury people.
Right.
And for that reason alone, whenever I hear that song, it grates me so much I just want to punch something. Because what I think about is when I finished high school and went down to Canterbury University, and you go and meet these Canterbury rugby followers.
Yeah.
They're such dickheads. It made me stop liking rugby.
All right.
That's how big a twats they are.
Yeah.
You come down there and you sort of say, "Oh, hey, you go, nice to meet you." And you go, and they say, "Oh, yeah, so where you from?" And I say, "Oh, I'm from Auckland." "Oh, Auckland!" Oh, I mean, even in little New Zealand, we had these lame little, little sort of small man syndrome things. If you're from Auckland, you're the big arrogant dickhead.
Yeah.
"Oh, you know what we call Aucklands down here? We call them Jaffers."
Oh.
You know what that stands for? Just another Aucklander.
Right.
And you say, "Oh, yeah." The first time you hear it, you kind of laugh. Nice one.
Yeah.
Then when the 18th person says it, you just go, "Yeah, really?
Yeah, really?
Well, you know what? You're just a dickhead. Screw you. You suck." I just think about these Cantabs when there's a time where they desperately wanted Todd Blackadder. as the All Black captain. And Wayne Smith was the coach. I think it was leading up to the 2003 World Cup. And the great advice from the public was the All Blacks, they weren't tough enough. They needed more mongrel in the team.
Right.
They need to get Toddy in there. Get Todd Blackadder in there. Get more mongrel, and then we'll win. And I'm thinking about all these sports scientists, physios, analysis, statisticians, analysing everything, all the thought, planning, all the processes that go into for the All Blacks to try and win a game.
Yeah.
You know, most of the best in the world.
Yep.
And you've got these dickheads from Canterbury going, we need to get Toddy in there and more mongrel. Mongrel, I tell you. There's not enough mongrel in the team. They had Wayne Smith, the coach, having a talk to Paul Holmes, which is like the 7 o'clock current affairs show. And he posed that question. What do you think these calls are out there about what the people are saying? That the team needs more mongrel in it. And he just looks at him and goes, I have no response to that. I despise the term. What does it even mean? That doesn't even mean anything. It's ridiculous. And that song is associated with Canterbury Rugby from that time and that whole stupidity. Get John Hart out of it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just an arrogant Aucklander. We need Toddy and we need mongrel.
Beautiful.
And that's why that
is the worst
unfortunately,
song.
I'm sorry, Australian Coral, but that team and that era ruined that song for me.
And it's all about smoking weed.
Is it?
Boys, light up.
Oh, light up. I thought it was line up.
Oh, no, it's light up, I'm sure.
Well, they got that right. I don't think Toddy and the boys was getting on the wacky tobacco down in Christchurch.
Well, it depends. Did they sign Ali Williams?
Oh, hell.
Hey, friend of the show.
All right. Worst song in the world.
That was the worst song in the world. What have we got next, Rob?
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. There's a time you gotta go and show you grow, and now you know about the facts of life. The facts of life. When the world never seems you be living under your dreams. That's the way the show about the facts. What do you got, Beefy?
Beautiful.
Facts of life this week. So do we just do? Are we going to just reflect back on this time last year?
Well, we generally do, unless something
reminiscing
kind of pops up. This weekend just gone was the Sherwood Forest Fair.
Really? How
just
about
in,
that?
In the States, just gone last weekend.
Right.
I think we were there in April.
I saw Charlie posting about it on Facebook.
Indeed.
Yes. Do you want to explain what this is?
Okay.
Yep.
Sherwood Forest Fair is a Renaissance fair, and the main attraction of the Renaissance fair is jousting. There's lots of other stuff going on that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Bit of old lute playing and musical, and
People
bit of
drinking beer out of goblets and
eating
like sort of
turkey legs.
bullhorns. Yeah.
And in full dress, by the way, full Renaissance dress. And
well, the vast majority, I'd say 85%.
minimum,
we were almost the odd ones out.
We kind of were. So jousting, and this isn't theatrical jousting.
No.
This isn't fake. This isn't WWE jousting. These are 8 blokes dressed up in armour trying to kill each other with lances whilst running at each other on huge horses at about
full contact
jousting.
Yeah, blazing away.
So we met this guy who is the unofficial world champion, Charlie Andrews.
Did we say that Sherwood Forest is just near Austin, Texas?
It's between Austin and Houston, isn't it?
Yeah.
About halfway between the two. So
not in England.
Not in England, that's right.
Yeah.
It's in Texas, yes. McKinnon, Texas.
McKinnon, Texas.
Yeah.
Wade, something, was it McDade?
McDade, yeah. McDade County, that's right.
That's it, yeah.
Indeed. So they put on this Renaissance Fair every year. So we met Charlie Mason Andrews, unofficial world jousting champion.
Also MMA fighter. Has worked with the Navy SEALs. All-round hard man. Pro-native, indigenous American people.
Yep,
very much. Unfortunately, pro-Trump. I think he might be backpedaling on that now.
Well, who knows? Who cares? It's America. Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Loved us to bits. And we were prepared to stand toe-to-toe with him and just chat and just be cool.
It was a great day. I just remember watching the jousting, and I'd interviewed this guy, Matt. I don't know his surname.
I can't remember his surname either.
Sir Matt. But there was quite a good chat with him, and then you just said, oh, Rob, interview that guy, Charlie.
Yeah, just
having no idea what I was getting myself in for. I was, oh, yeah, sweet. Let's call him over, and immediately sees this guy with his denim jacket and his check shirt and his long hair and his weak accent, and he just he was on the front foot a little bit. But as soon as I told him I was from New Zealand, he changed. Yes. He thought I was Australian.
He did. He thought we were all Australian.
He was anti-Australians because they weren't.
They weren't coming to joust.
They talked up their jousting, but weren't turning up for the.
They weren't come. They wouldn't come over and joust him. So I didn't realise this. He's been unbeaten basically in these tournaments for about 3 years.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't lost.
That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
That just shows you how much technique's involved.
Yeah,
in the
indeed.
Old, jousting.
And he's out there. Guess what? He lost on the weekend.
Did he?
He lost the Shield.
Was it
Forest.
that guy who was also pretty awesome? That was it the final? That I can't remember the guy's name. Well, he had a beard, a big beard. Well, they all had.
Yeah,
beards.
they all got beards
and a big ponytail.
Yeah.
He looked quite athletic.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure, and it's in my other notes. But he got beat for the first time in 3 years. He lost the tournament. I mean, he obviously won quite a few of these things, but in the final, he lost. So
he would have taken it on the nose.
Well, he did actually. It looks as though, and he's a big. He loves that Shield Forest Fair. It's one of his favourites. He drives from Utah to deep South Texas to go and compete there.
No mean feat driving down.
But the word is he is coming to Australia in January. There is a jousting tournament.
Well, that's quite a way off, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there's a jousting tournament that Fox Sports kind of get behind now.
We'll definitely have a podcast guest that week.
Oh, my word. Well, if this is the case, we are going, because we may well be the voice of jousting.
That's true.
By that stage.
Well, I don't think who else would.
There is no one else.
Anyone else even got half an idea?
No, nobody.
I've got more idea than anyone else in the country.
That's exactly right.
I'm not including you, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, jousting. Check it out on YouTube. Watch this full metal jousting. Watch this full combat jousting. It is unbelievable.
Great stuff. Charlie, he was a larger than life character. The main thing, because you actually interviewed him not long ago on SEN.
Yeah, I got him on.
He wasn't able to really unleash because
he wasn't.
We gave him a pretty wide sort of.
So when you're doing morning radio in Melbourne, when you're live, you can't really go full steam
as soon as he
ahead.
realised he could use the F-bomb,
he loved it.
Then he was away. The interview with you weren't really allowed to talk. It was that's exactly what it's like.
Are they here to see you lose, do you think? Are you like the...
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. That's what everybody wants to see. They want to see me lose, or they want to see me get knocked off my horse. Yeah. Beautiful thing my grandfather told me when I was a kid. If you're ever great at anything, and you're great at it long enough, you'll have everyone hate you.
Yeah. Well, that's...
And you look at anything out there.
Yeah.
Football, rugby, any team that has had dominance, eventually even their own fans turn on them at some point.
Well,
and I don't understand that about humans. Now here's the thing. 4 or 5 years ago, it used to really bother me that people would boo me or hate me or be hard down on me. I'm like, you don't even know me. It's like hating Brad Pitt. I don't know Brad Pitt. Why would I hate him? Or Mike Tyson or any of those guys, right? People don't even know them. Oh, everybody hates on Roy Jones Jr. Well, you never even met the guy. Yeah. And look at you hate him. You've never even talked to him, right? After a while, though, and I didn't believe it at first, and everyone said, any publicity is good publicity.
Yep.
So let the muckers hate, because they're going to make me rich. I'm going to roll by in my convertible Bentley and just,
that's it.
Yeah! And something else, because this has really been bothering me. This humble bullshit, and you can't go out there and have fun and celebrate a win. Who turned this world of ours into a bunch of pussies where you got to go out there and cry and be all like, oh, I'm so sorry I won. I won, and I'm a babker, and I loved every second of it, and I will f them up every time we joust. Most of these guys are beat when we're still in the back.
Yeah.
Because if you've beat everyone long enough, you become legendary. And then you get matches you win just because they really don't think they can beat you.
You automatically believe you're going to win, whatever the circumstances.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I could have got knocked out the first pass.
Yeah.
I'm still going to get back on. I'm going to smoke your ass. I'm going to win that match. I'll tell you something. People always ask you, what drives you, what does this, what does that. Most people live their life by t-shirt phrases and bumper stickers. Those are the foundation of my DNA. Yeah. So when you say what the mind can conceive, the body can achieve, I believe that. It's my core value system. There's no doubt in it.
Yeah.
When you say anything can be accomplished, I believe that.
Yeah.
When they say you can be anything you want to be in life, whatever, I believe that.
Yeah.
When I walk on that field, I am going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Now, should you do enough to beat me? Well, good for you. Well, now let's go again.
Yeah.
Because who wants to go again? Not one of those. And I'll get back on right now. Right now.
This show on Nat Geo is called The Knights of Mayhem.
Yes, on Nat Geo, and he's just done a Netflix special with the guys from Mythbusters called and the White Rabbit Project, where they're working out G-forces and impact I'm a big fan of jousting now, and since we got back, there's been quite a bit of jousting on TV.
Yeah.
that I've seen.
Late night.
I'm part of Charlie's program, Nights of Mayhem, and there's like an X Factor one for jousters where they've got a load of
X Factor.
Yeah,
What, like random amateurs turn up and try and have a crack?
Yeah, and they put $100,000 up for the winner. Basically, it was a knockout type thing, and
I said I'd do it for $15,000.
I know. So
but that's once you can't win it off. It's
so
not
no,
like,
so
not like the end of Karate Kid 3 where he
No.
just says to fight one bout and wins the whole thing.
So
one of the worst films, the worst payoffs of all time in film history, Karate Kid 3, by the way.
Fair enough.
It really was.
Yeah.
And then, January we've got Charlie back.
Yes, apparently he's coming down, trying to get himself on this tournament. So, yeah,
I will look forward to that.
We definitely will.
What's coming up in the week of sport in the near future, Beef?
I'm going to, on Saturday, I'm going to Undera for the Oceania Sidecar Speedway Championships.
You keep going the speed. I liked sidecar more than the other one.
Than the other bikes, yeah.
Because, although but when you see a crash, it's imminent death, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, one of the top riders a couple of weeks ago, he nearly died in Adelaide. He's still in hospital 3 weeks later.
I just can't understand it.
You have got to be mad.
I understand the thrill.
Yeah.
Because going on stage is a great thrill, and then
fair enough.
Talking to the skydivers, jumping on a plane is a great thrill. You've got considerably more chance of dying from Sidecar Speedway than skydiving. Way, way more. And to keep doing it when you're so exposed like that, just to go fast. Just go fast in a car even. So you're not on the outside hanging off the edge of a bike.
Yes.
In a car, get a nice Mercedes with some airbags. Go around the track.
Probably takes away from the thrill side of things.
They won't pull big crowds.
But I mean, that night we went to Mildura, and that was just a local meeting. I mean, they were still flying around the track, and that guy that hit the wall and flipped and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I never really saw Sidecar Speedway till I came out here, and I've been to a lot of sidecar meetings, and they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
You hate to say this, and it gets overused a lot about people being crazy to do stuff, and no, I just can't see
it. Very much puts in perspective my effort that I have to perform songs to the 4-year-old kids.
Yes.
I reckon I'll survive that.
Oh, yeah.
I could come off shamed.
Yes.
You'll not get a more honest crowd than a bunch of 3 to 5-year-olds. If you suck, they'll just sit there, they'll just leave the room. They won't hesitate.
Yeah, that's right. It's been proven that 4-year-olds can't lie. So you remember we interviewed that brother and sister. We interviewed the sister, didn't we, up in Mildura?
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot to her. Yeah, there wasn't a lot to her. And
she was the hanger-offer one.
She was the hanger-offer.
But imagine if you're the brother...
Yeah,
and you munted your sister.
No.
What are you gonna tell Mum? Sorry, Mum.
Sorry, Mum.
Yeah,
Tegan got crushed.
I got that corner wrong.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's not going to be at Christmas this year.
No.
Yeah,
you're right. You are right.
That's simple. Their mum must just be at home.
Yeah,
like in a box.
Well, they're country kids. They probably just watch. They probably go and watch them every meeting.
Yeah, reading mum's on the back getting smashed. Faster, go faster.
Getting smashed with the other boys on the hill. Yeah, drinking Jim Beams.
Sweet.
12 a night.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to it next week. We'll be back. We will go to New Zealand, or we'll give you a report on how it'll go with the kids.
Indeed, and hopefully we'll have a better guest than Elvis. He hasn't said a lot this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mancy, only fools rushing, or I can't help falling in love with you.
Thank you very much. 365 days more.
Rob said he'd get on a horse, he'd dress up, 15 grand, one-time match. That's the figure he put on it. I said I'd do it for $1 million. But he came up with 15 grand now.
Boy, he doesn't really value. His life must be shit. You must have a shit life to willing to go out there and die for 15 grand. You are a lunatic, sir. Oh, here he comes.
I'm going to wrap this up now. It's been a real pleasure. It's been insightful. And
Charlie's just going to go get that.
No, you're mad at people. I don't understand.
This is a perfect example.
I don't understand why people don't like you.
This has been a great time. This is one of the best interviews I've ever done.
Nice.
Rob and Beefy are friggin' amazing. I genuinely have enjoyed the shit out of this. And if you don't watch their show when it comes out, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I
now that's
resemble those comments.
That's what we want.
That's right.
It's been a pleasure.
Charlie.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolute brilliant.
It is been 365 days.